going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media, and it's Wednesday night, which means we are doing a live stream, and it's also Super Bowl week, so we may also be talking a little bit about that as well. But as always, we will be answering any questions that you guys have, Ravens related or NFL related. We'll talk about it. Joshua, how are you feeling having to watch the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl?
Oh man. Unfortunately, even though I do have ties with Cincinnati, I don't like it. I don't like it, but I respect it. And the reason I respect it because they have a good young quarterback. Arguably maybe one of the best is going to go down in history as one of the best QB wide receiver duos, and Joey B and Jamar Chase. That defense, they play together. They're not big. None of them guys are big name guys or anything like that. But those guys can, they can get you some stops. Honestly, if I'm being real, they remind me almost close to a little bit of the 2012 Ravens team that went to the Super Bowl. So, as much as I don't want this team to win, we may never know. They might pull an upset coming this Sunday. So I don't like watching them, but I mean, I give them their respect. I mean, they earned it. They worked their tails off, and and they came out on top.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I hate it, but I like the comparison to the 2012 Ravens, where it's like they're just clicking right now, and they have had some big time wins. They've had a little bit of controversy. I don't think it's been that controversial, but the whistle in the game against the Raiders, is a bit controversial. And shout out to KJ, first person, commenting in the stream. Shout out to KJ. But yeah, they're just hitting their stride, and then they're going up against a team that is also hitting their stride, and they've been playing some really good football. Beating the Niners on, I don't want to say a lucky break, but the dropped interception by Jaquiski Tard is something that is a bit crucial. But overall, I mean, it should be a really fun game to watch, and I'm pretty excited. Sometimes I'm not too excited about the Super Bowl matchups. I wasn't that excited last year, even though I was like, yeah, this could potentially be a good game. I was just like, Brady in a Super Bowl, don't really care. Mahomes, if he was playing against a bad defense, I would have been much more excited. But since it was like, oh, good defense, whatever. But this one I'm actually really excited for. So we get to see Stafford. We get to see Burrow. What are you thinking about Stafford in the playoffs? Is this the 1 year he's not been with Detroit? Can he get it done?
Honestly, I look at Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow as the same type of person, but I see Matthew Stafford as the big brother. Not so much swag, the one that that went out in the field and worked his tail off and everything like that. Joe B being a little brother, he had that same type of mentality and everything. But Joey B got a little bit more swag. I'll even go even further. They remind me of Lonzo and LaMelo. Lonzo kept his head down, worked his tail off, went to college. Melo went a whole different route.
Yeah,
Melo brought swag, and he brought all the swag with him. He didn't have to have. He was more free to be himself, and I feel like that's what's going on right now. But to answer the question, I feel like Matthew Stafford actually might just take this one for the simple fact that Matthew Stafford he's been in the league long enough. We know he is he'll go down in history as one of the as one of the best QBs in my opinion. He just was with he was with a struggling team for all those years. I mean, the dude would throw it up there, and I mean, he had Calvin Johnson always come down with it. But Calvin, before they try to mess him up even more, he got out of there. So, and I'm not mad at him for that. Matthew Stafford stayed around a little longer. He was trying to make some magic happen. It just didn't work. It didn't pan out. But at the end of the day, them making a trade between him and Jared Goff, this has upped his career in a sense. So I actually like Matthew Stafford's chances of winning the Super Bowl. All he has to do is play his game and not start messing up.
I think that's a fair take on it. And Brandon, how are you doing? Welcome into the stream. This is kind of there hasn't been a lot of Ravens news in the last week or so. There's definitely been some stuff. So we'll talk probably more broad NFL. But as always, guys, if you want to know about Ravens stuff, we'll obviously give our takes, and we will hopefully have mock draft Monday coming next week, which is very exciting. So
I think the list has been finalized today. I think it's about 300, maybe 56, 24, 324 guys that got selected.
Yep.
To this year's combine. So that's pretty dope.
1 second.
So I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of prospects to look at. I know we're gonna be looking at corners. I know I did see something about EDC talk about adding some more young defensive linemen, which honestly would not be bad because I see them moving away from Brandon Williams, Calais Campbell, Derek Wolf, guys like that. And not saying that they don't deserve it, but at the same time, we need to get younger and beef up on that. And not only get younger and beef up, but we need to get a little bit more agile on that defensive line. So I actually like the take of us possibly taking some defensive linemen in this year's draft.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to get some D linemen just because, I mean, we've just been so old at that position, which sounds like a total insult. The guys that we've had have been great, but they're deteriorating. Like every year it gets worse, and we stick with them. And I think this is finally the year where we get some new guys, and it may be a little bit rough at first, but I think in the long run, like getting some good D linemen, whether it's a first rounder or a fourth rounder or a second rounder, I think it can absolutely be great for the future of this team. But
yeah, me personally, I would have found a way to trade out Brandon Williams and kept Michael Pierce. Just saying.
Hey, I would take that.
Even I would have worked a way to keep Timmy Jernigan.
Oh, Timmy Jernigan. I loved Timmy Jernigan. Let's see. Cyrus says the Ravens family culture is coming back to bite them. Harbs is still here after 2 wins in the playoffs after 9 to 10 years. Yeah, I think that's crazy. That is crazy. The Ravens have only won 2 playoff games. 2 playoff games since they won the Super Bowl. I know they won one with Lamar.
Right.
I honestly can't even remember the other win that they had. Do you know what year it was?
Gee, hold on now.
I mean, it was definitely with Flacco.
That's a good question. Yeah,
let's see.
The other one.
I got to look it up now. When did they win that other one? Okay, they beat the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Steelers in 2014, then lost to the Patriots. Okay. Yeah, so they beat the Steelers, and then they didn't go back to the playoffs for another 4 years, and then it was lost to the Chargers, lost to the Titans. Tough. Very tough.
So, with that being said, it's well, I mean, Cyrus, he was on his way out the door 2018, but then Lamar came on the scene. So I don't know how this year is going to go. We really don't. I mean,
why did you have to do with Lamar?
Literally, at this point, literally.
Why was Lamar so good? No, why couldn't he have been bad?
Even in the most atrocious offensive set that they gave him.
I know.
With Woody Morningwig, like
they wanted him to fail.
And the funny thing is, that's why I feel like we'll make it to the playoffs this year, because it's going to be another sugar honey iced tea show, in regards to offense. But because of the schedule being how it is, I feel like Mike McDonald has a lot to prove. I feel like putting guys in different positions and things of that nature is going to make some guys flourish. Like me personally, I'm really looking forward to the growth of Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen played very great on that as the inside linebacker, but at the same time with Mike McDonald said he shows different fronts. In a 4-3, do you keep Patrick Queen at the mic, or do you maybe put Malik Harrison in there, or do you go out there to get a Bobby Wagner possibly? What exactly do you do? So I'm looking forward to seeing, the different schemes, different sets, and how he actually adjusts to playing against certain teams in this upcoming season.
Chris Reed. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I'm talking about. I think about Brian Burns. Everyone thought he'd be a top 7 pick. Slips to 16. Terrell Suggs, top 5 pick, slips to 10. Could we see Thibodeau slip down the board?
I'm all for it. Mock drafts are showing him going to the Lions, but honestly, I was asked by one of the fellow Ravens flockers, should we go for an edge rusher? My answer was kind of broad. I mean, I said anybody that we pick defensively at 14 is an upgrade to what we have right now. But if you get Thibodeau, man.
You guys don't know. That's my guy. That's my number 1 player in this draft. It's Thibodeau. That would be unbelievable if the Ravens got Thibodeau. Oh my goodness! Like, I'm kind of hoping he has a bit of poor combine performance, like an Orlando Brown type of deal. Maybe he's got he's got a sore ankle or something like that going into it. Doesn't tell anybody.
So are we saying he's going to slip to the second?
5th round Thibodeau? I'm for it, man. I would love it.
Mechie and Thibodeau, 4th and 5th?
Thibodeau gets 0 bench press reps, and it's like, oh no. Draft him. Boom. Put him at tight end. I don't care.
Hey,
he'll probably play it.
Spook says no way he falls. Hey man, you gotta look at the mock drafts. Aiden and David Ojabo. What's the other one? Kalafis?
Yeah, Karlaftis or something like that.
Karlaftis out of Purdue.
Yep.
Those guys right now are top 10 picks. Not taking nothing away from Thibodeau. He's definitely top 5. Top 3 if you ask me. But the way things have been going, the way the numbers are moving, then come this combine, like literally, the combine is a showmanship event for 6 days. It starts March 1st to the 7th. So it's like literally, if you bench this amount, you're gonna be, your stock gonna go up this high. If you run this fast, should go in a straight line, your stock is gonna go up this high. If you can't do the 3 cone drill in a good enough time, your stock may drop, or you may be considered as a mid-tier guy. But if a scout doesn't look at the film and doesn't really analyze this young man and see, where his mind is, you're gonna lose out on potential.
Yeah, and something to point out, I see I see this. If he goes number 1 overall, I'm like, yes, as he should. Right. I've just seen guys like Todd McShay come out and say, like, there's a chance he falls. And when, like, top NFL draft, like, experts are saying the guys may fall, like, we got to take that into some consideration, because some teams, he's technically a raw prospect, which is kind of ridiculous. The dude is an absolute freaking nature on the football field.
We got a raw prospect. It's cool.
Yeah. And so, like, people are kind of worried about that, right? Jamar Chase was a question mark, right? Like, so overall, like, if he doesn't fall, that could totally happen. But another guy that could potentially fall, but rise because of other players, or fall because other players rise, I guess is a better way of putting that, is a certain safety out of Notre Dame. Because if you think about it, Kyle Hamilton, absolute monster. I think he's my number 2 prospect overall in the draft. I love Kyle Hamilton. Safety's a different position, right? Everybody needs an edge. But some teams don't focus as much on, safety. They would rather go O-line. They would rather do this. Now, the Giants have 2 picks, right? They could very well go Kyle Hamilton. They're probably the team to look at drafting him. Maybe the Panthers, but the Panthers, they may go quarterback. They could go O-line, or, if they want it, they can go edge rusher, or even better, they can go out and get themselves a nice little linebacker or a cornerback to pair with their young guys. Like, there's just so many guys they can go with. So maybe they don't go there.
Honestly, I think the Giants going offense, though, for the simple fact of Daniel Jones. I think the guys are good. I don't know if you may have heard it. I think they actually want to build around Daniel Jones and give a full assessment if he's really, worthy of being a potential franchise quarterback. And I hope it kind of works out for him. He's been having it rough. Out there, but you never know. With Wink there, they might try to steal somebody from us.
Yeah, Wink Martindale. What does Wink Martindale want? Press man corners. Who's a press man corner in this draft?
Stingley Jr. and Sauce.
Exactly. O-line, they need. Press man corner, they need. Has Wink Martindale ever been a guy that is going for high-profile safeties? No.
No, not really. Don't they still got
one of the corners?
Is Jabril still in New York?
Like kind of, but he's not amazing. but he is there. Yes.
Okay.
And so, when we look at that, if Kyle Hamilton is at 8, Ravens should trade up for him, I think. Because I think the Falcons would take him. But if he's available at 8, I think trading up for him could absolutely be very worthwhile. Because he is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible what he's able to do. And he's got crazy size. If you guys didn't know, he's a 6'4" safety. And he's not an Isaiah Simmons prospect where it's like, we don't really know where he'll play in the NFL, but he's just such a great athlete. No, this guy's a safety, and he's phenomenal at safety.
Like, honestly, we need game records everywhere. But in this league right now, I would say you would have to go secondary first. Nobody's really running the ball that we're playing against. The only team that I really trust really running the ball is Pittsburgh, because they don't know who's going to be their number 1 QB. I mean, they're all sound off on Mason Rudolph at the same day. They do have Dwayne Haskins in the facility as well. And I do feel like Dwayne Haskins could be a starting QB somewhere. Now, I will say this. If Louis Riddick, I believe I'm saying his last name correctly, if he gets the job for GM in Pittsburgh, I can see him making some splashy moves in order to get Pittsburgh back to being the winning dynasty that they once were. So you have to also keep that in mind. So right now, second, as much as we need edge rushers, secondary is a bigger need, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think also, in looking at it, Jermaine Johnson, if you didn't know, this is a young man out of Florida State University, a young man that
did he lift him up?
He did.
You Khalil macked him?
Khalil macked him. I like him as a potential, a guy that could slide into maybe like the second round potentially. I'm not saying he will. Could be a phenomenal guy if he slides like early second round draft pick if he slides a little bit. But I wouldn't take him at 14.
I would say this: if we go for Charlie Penny at 14, we would have to go for Jermaine Johnson in the second round immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the funny thing is, I don't know how many mock drafts you didn't see McConnell, but I didn't see either. We getting paid up to Trevor Penning, Tyler Lindenbaum, possibly maybe even Jordan Davis. I mean, if y'all guys don't follow the Ravens Twitter already, you know, EDC did a video. He did a couple of videos before he did his presser, you know, calling out a couple guys' name. He did call out Daniel Falehi. He did call he also call out our guy from Kentucky, Darius Kennard, I think.
I can't remember if he did. I can't remember if he did.
He called out some corners, some big body corners from out of little schools. I think one came from the HBCU Fayette State that looked pretty good. Also, another safety coming out of HBCU is Marquise Howard coming out of FAMU. He done racked up over 79 tackles. I want to say 4 to 6 interceptions, 15 pass breakups. The dude has an act to get into the ball. And also, you know, if we don't get a safety next year, this year, look out for Shiloh Sanders going into the draft next year. Just saying. And I wouldn't have a problem with getting another Sanders in the black and purple.
That could be nice. It could be nice. Getting him, you know, just any Sanders, really. I would take Colonel Sanders. But yeah, there's a lot of things that could happen in this draft, but something that I don't think a lot of Ravens fans are talking about. The scary possibility we trade back.
Well, it's possible.
In Ravens fashion. Ravens love trading back in the draft.
It's a big possible. But the thing is, if we trade back, do we get a first and a third or a first and a second? Because we do have we're sitting at a good number. We're sitting at the top 20.
Yeah.
Like, what team behind us really is in a dire need to get a position that's like behind us? Is Eagles sitting at 16 or Eagles ahead of us?
I can pull it up right now. The Eagles are drafting at 15 and 16.
Okay. See? I mean, they got back to that, so yeah. They wouldn't have to worry about us then. I mean, Jacksonville, they got number 1, right? I'm just trying to see who really needs a draft pick before us. Maybe New Orleans?
New Orleans could. If they want to go up, if they see a quarterback they like, because New Orleans could need a quarterback. Now, we don't know what they're going to do with Jameis. We don't know. You know, they've got a new coach. So
right.
if they like a quarter, maybe Pickett falls, maybe, and this isn't a great quarterback draft, but maybe Matt Corral falls, and they're like, hey, we want to get this guy because they're worried that someone may trade with the Eagles to leapfrog them. You know, the Steelers are at 20, so they could be worried, hey, Steelers may draft a guy in front of us and do like a leapfrog trade, so they may just negate that. Or we could trade back with the Steelers.
Anything's possible. So it's like us trying to put ourselves in the war room right now. I'm going with maybe, you know, New Orleans trying to trade up with us. Or maybe even Dallas. You know, I'm just trying to think like what team really needs a piece that may be, you know, sitting at 14. Maybe even Tennessee. Or even we can get another trade out of the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs, man.
I know, man. I know.
Where are the Chiefs at? Oh, the Chiefs are back at 30. Ugh. That's far. The best part is if the Ravens trade, I don't know if it's the best. Right now, the Steelers are mocked to get Trevor Penning. So if we traded back, could still get a really good football player. Devin Lloyd's in that area. Jamison Williams is in that area. DeMarvin Leal in that area. Jordan Davis in that area. There's definitely a lot of guys that could potentially be there. Also, McDuffie could be there. Roger McCreary could be there. Maybe Andrew Booth falls a little bit, but definitely a lot of potential guys.
I feel like he feels that he has unfinished business in Kansas City. I don't see him leaving.
I think he wants out. I think he's very frustrated with Kansas City.
Think so?
I think he's mad at Kansas. I do think he leaves. I think he has unfinished business with his career. I think he wants to win another Super Bowl. I think he has one, right? He won with Kansas City. But I think he wants another one, and I think he wants to leave Kansas City to do it. Now, I don't think the Ravens are going to spend the money.
That's the thing.
But I would be for it. I would definitely be for it.
And that's the thing. If we go ahead and spend the money, who do we sit down? Do we sit down Brandon Stevens, or do we sit down Chuck Clark?
I think we use Brandon Stevens kind of in like a hybrid role and throw Chuck Clark kind of in the middle, or we could play Tyron at the slot. Bit of slot action for him. Get rid of Tavon. Save the money there. Like that's a possibility. Because he's definitely played a fair bit out of the slot in his career.
Yeah,
he's good. This is a guy, Christian Watson. You know who this guy is?
This is a 6'4" guy.
This is Simi Fehoko of the 2022 draft. All right, this dude is. If you guys don't know Simi Fehoko, the original hype man. This dude is a monster. Christian Watson is a monster. Absolutely love him. I have watched a lot of Christian Watson tape.
See, but that's the thing, Chris. I mean, dudes could be. We find our diamonds in the rough, and I'm not saying project guys, but at the same time, we'll find a wide receiver in the late round, and we don't use them. As much as I would want to get a guy in the fourth round, like a Christian Watson or even a Mechie, I feel like they actually would use Mechie before you cut him or anything like that. But hear me out. All the big name wide receivers have not made the 53-man roster. And honestly, I feel like this year's draft, Eric DeCosta, is pressure on him that he has to nail it, because if we get this contract done for Lamar Jackson and also pick up Hollywood's fifth option, which I feel like they are going to do, you have to literally add those pieces. You have to take a chapter out of Cincinnati's book. Make smart moves in free agency, and also add to this team in this year's draft. So if they can get a 6'2", 6'4" wide receiver, I would say definitely make it happen.
Awesome point right here, Adit. Marcus Williams, Justin Reed, Tyrann Mathieu, Jesse Bates, Devin McCourty, Jordan Whitehead, and more. All very good safeties. And Marcus Williams is good. Justin Reed is good. But Jesse Bates, Tyrann Mathieu, Devin McCourty, great. Jordan Whitehead is solid. Could absolutely lower the market. This isn't a year where it's like, oh, there's only one guy, he's going to get a ton of money. There's going to be a lot of guys, and there's going to be a bidding war. Maybe the Ravens go out and they get a Justin Reed, a Stanford alum, a Marcus Williams.
It'll be tough if they go after Jesse Bates if Cincinnati wins the Super Bowl, and say if Jesse Bates makes that game winning play like he did in Kansas City. We really need a difference maker. I mean, I would be all in, but at the same time, it's like, are the Ravens all in? Are they going to actually spoil our new defensive coordinator?
Possibly. And this is, yes, I agree.
Brandon, now come on now. We're going to do with him that we should have did with Darren Ball. We're going to change it to a tight end. Because we're not getting, as much as I would like Hayden Harris to come back home, he's not going to come back home. I can see him trying to go to LA and try to make a name for himself. Well, excuse me, the Chargers. Trying to make a name for himself because he lost his starting job in Atlanta to Kyle Pitts. And it's nothing against Hayden Hurst. It's literally, time and injuries has been a burden to him.
Yeah. Possibly. I don't know. I think he's a bit too undersized to for the Ravens to make the switch. Now, I think they should make the switch, but I just don't see them wanting that.
Don't call him Booby. Don't call him Booby, because Booby made such an impact on his team back in Texas.
Oh man. Ravens should get Brandon Guard from Washington football team. Oh, Brandon Sheriff. Do not sign Bozeman back and put Brandon on the right side guard. Yeah, that's a possibility. Sheriff's going to be really expensive though. He's great, but he's going to be very, very expensive because he's probably the best guard in the free agent market. And I don't think the Ravens want to spend that much money, even though they probably should.
Yeah, I don't think, as much as things are going right now, I don't think the Ravens are that invested to the offensive line, so that's another thing. I feel like we should go for offensive linemen. I mean, at least solidify Bradley Bozeman on an extension, 3 years, $30 million or something. I mean, he doesn't seem like a hard guy to please. I don't know if he's asking for Ryan Jensen type of money or even Matt Berg type of money, but I don't feel like, he's going to be that type of guy. But I could be wrong. I'm just on the outside looking in, just giving opinions.
Yeah, defense, trenches, main focus. No, I think they should be a focus, but I think it's defense and secondary, making sure that it's set is bigger, and also the front seven. Now if you consider edge to be trenches, yeah, I think then yes, but I think the Ravens should go after an edge. Ravens should go after a corner, probably also go after a safety. And then I think get a third tight end and then offensive line and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be very dispersed, but definitely there will be a fair bit of trench selection.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, like we said previous, this football is changing. Football is not respected in the regards of the run and pound game. These past couple of years, it's been throwing it over the top, throwing it over the middle, stuff like that. So right now, that's where we honestly been getting beat, is on the big plays and things of that nature. Yes, we haven't been getting the pressure that we want to from the front seven, but at the same time, our back seven guys have not been able to defend. So we got to answer the secondary first, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like the secondary, yes, next year it may be all right, but the future of the secondary is a lot of questions. Marcus Peters, is Brandon Stevens going to be legit? Chuck Clark's future, if Patrick Queen takes the mic, a lot of big question marks. Tavon Young leaving, so like even though next year it may be kind of set.
Do Geno Stone take another leap? Are we going to get Ardarius Washington on the field? I mean, literally a lot of questions, a lot of young guys in the stable. Do they finally get their chance with us? Does Chris Westry shows up, stay healthy for the whole season?
Is Chris Westry the new Tavon Young? No, I'm just kidding.
Not yet. You just don't have a big deal. That's a good thing.
Exactly. The one scary part about it. Put Bradley Bozeman back at right guard. I don't think he's going to want to go back. I think he played really well, and I think center gets a little bit more money. So yeah. I highly doubt it. And I do think Bradley Bozeman will leave, because the way that he talked, I don't think he wants to leave, but the way he talked about it, it's his agent doing the deal. He wants money. And there, no fault to him. There is nothing wrong with wanting to get the bag. And I think a lot of people, they get frustrated when guys are like, oh, they sold out. No, they're a great football player. They spent their entire life working to make a career out of it. Go get your money if you can get it.
Honestly, I actually like that. I've been thinking about that honestly against the Darius Smith bet. I mean, he may be that same Darius Smith from Green Bay, and even before he went to Green Bay, he was still doing good numbers and getting that attention. It will almost be like University of Kentucky all over again for him. Think about it. You got that strong body, that young athleticism on the opposite side with Adolfo Way. He didn't learn. Zadarius Smith has learned better techniques and better ways to get to the pass rusher. That's literally what he was doing in Green Bay. Was eating off the his opposite Smith, off the opposite Smith.
Patrick Peterson, candidate for the Ravens. I think he's a bit too old. I think he's played all right in Minnesota.
He is, but that sounds like something the Ravens would do, though. I mean, if we're being honest. Corey Graham.
Oh, yeah. He brought in Brandon Carr.
That too. Well, I say Corey Graham like we didn't get good years out of him. My bad. But yeah, definitely Brandon Carr. Do apologize.
Brandon Carr. I mean, any of the wide receivers the Ravens bring in that are veterans.
But we got good years out of them.
Seth Roberts, Willie Snead.
Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace was nice. I like Mike Wallace.
All right. I'll give you that one. He did give us good minutes.
The Ravens team just was horrible back then, so it didn't mean much.
We got the back end Hush Mazada at one point.
Yep. TJ. Yeah, the Ravens like the veterans. They don't like guys in their prime.
Not at all.
Kind of annoying.
Very annoying. So let's change the subject just a little bit. Rest in peace to, I don't know if that's Jason Giambi's son, but I heard he passed away. A younger Giambi that played for the Oakland A's. He recently passed away, so rest in peace. Prayers to the family. But I did see AJ Brown practicing his swing. I don't know if you peeped the rest of that tweet. We see Lamar say, "Hey, Orioles, give us 2 more weeks. Give me 2 more weeks."
Lamar's about to carry all of Baltimore sports.
He might finally even get us a basketball team again.
I mean, he may have to take over the swimming mantle from Michael Phelps. I mean, he's got a lot of sports to fill.
Man, Phelps out here chilling with the babies and all that, living the best life that he could possibly. I remember seeing a dude walking in Whole Foods with an all white sweatsuit, and think nobody wasn't going to notice him. Looked up and said, "Hey, Mr. Phelps, how you doing? What's up, man? I'm gonna let you shop. How you doing?" I'm gonna let you shop.
Oh yeah, I love Michael Phelps. Don't be slandering my guy Westbrook like that.
No, Jalen, hold on now.
I'm a Thunder fan, man.
See that even that, I'm not gonna say Russell Westbrook years are behind him, but he literally has to be on a team where they let Russell be Russ. Yeah, and everybody just had to support him.
Yep.
Right now, him being like third, second option, I just don't think it's going to happen. You know what, Spook? The Baltimore Bullets can come back on top for the simple fact we have a lot of basketball talent in the area. I mean, shout out to Will Barton still holding it down for us in Denver. And even what's his name? Bruno Fernando. I don't know if he got traded to the Spurs, but I know there was talks about sending him to the Spurs. But yeah,
I just don't think they would. There's no way they would bring back the name Baltimore Bullets.
Oh, of course not. That would be too controversial. It's like
the Baltimore basketballs. How about that?
It had to be something close to the Commanders.
The Baltimore Battalion.
Something like that. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. Let's go with that, man.
Hey, I'm for it. All right, guys. What else do you guys want to talk about? There's not a lot going on with the Thunder right now, so it's just kind of or not the Thunder, the Ravens. I don't even know why I said Thunder. The Baltimore Ballers. Oh no. Oh no, this is true.
No. I've been called that. Wink is gonna rush the house.
Greg Roman's gonna have no idea. My voice, I don't know what happened. My voice is dead right now. Greg Roman's gonna be like, no slants. Lamar, just take the sack. That's his whole game plan for cover 0.
Like McConnell, I don't know about you, but I actually want to go to that game. I want to be at that game.
Is it in Baltimore or New York? Do you know?
I think I want to say it's in Baltimore, possibly.
Oof, that could be a fun one. That could be a fun one.
Because wait going through the kitchen sink and anything that else comes with it. So yeah, most definitely. I feel like that's going to happen. Be a very interesting game. I mean, we literally are playing against a lot of teams that's working their ways back up. I mean, we got the Jets, we got the Giants, we got the Saints. Do we have to play the Dolphins again? Yeah, we are. I think we are playing the Dolphins.
We
again.
play the Packers, I think. Again, yeah. Do we?
I think I gotta double check. I know
that may be our extra team.
Okay,
but we may not. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean,
let's see here.
Hopefully they're going to set us back up with Detroit.
Let's see. Oh, we play the Jets. Okay, here we go. Bills, Dolphins, Falcons, Panthers, Patriots, Saints, Jets, Buccaneers, Jaguars, Giants. Okay, so the Giants are our extra team.
Okay.
So I'll take it. A lot easier than this year.
Of course. We've been man down since day one, before the season even started. So
oh yeah. Oh man, my voice is
okay.
It's fading.
Chris Reed, he got a good one for us. If Russell Wilson goes to the Commanders, that's really going to mess up with my trading Snoop train. So I hope not. I mean, if he does, that's cool too. We'll still find a way to trade Snoop. Hey, you guys want to just give us a third rounder for him at this point now? I'm just saying. But Quandre Diggs, if they have the funds and are willing to spend the money, I would say go for it.
Yeah. I mean, Quandre Diggs is decent. He's a really small, but he's a playmaker. And I apologize, guys. My voice is deteriorating very quickly. It's like the Ravens' playoff chances after Lamar got hurt.
Ooh.
No, I'm not vaping. Water bottle, guys. Yeah, I guess if I'm right here, it does kind of look like a vape, but no. Water bottle. The vape would explain the super raspy voice, though. Oh, man. I don't even know what happened. I wasn't even talking that much today. I don't know. Lamar versus Josh Allen. Yeah, that Ravens-Jags game is going to be really fun. Very excited to see how Lamar plays. Oh, you mean the quarterback. Oh, we also play the Bills, too. Also, good matchup.
I guess. Let's see which one get more rush yards. Which running back / QB gets more rush yards.
I'm assuming you're talking about like JK and Gus. You're not talking about Lamar versus Josh Allen in rush yards.
No, I'm definitely talking about Lamar versus Josh Allen.
Oh, Lamar versus Josh Allen. Okay. Oh,
definitely.
Lamar's definitely getting more yards. As long as he's healthy. Definitely getting more yards.
I don't know. I feel like they're going to make Josh Allen run it like 10, 20 times. He's going to try to bust it for 250. And they're going to say, oh, yeah, he's the best quarterback, dual threat quarterback out here. So, hey, never know.
Love me some Lamar Jackson slander from the national media. Man, okay, the first part, totally fine. Why you gotta slander Tony like that, though?
You know what? Tony Romo has the best talent as a commentator. Man calls out some good stuff. I don't like him. He's up there with Booger McFarland. Like he's really on my sugar honey iced tea list. I really can't stand him. I don't like when he announces our games because half the time he'd be right. Like, dude, where was that IQ at when he was playing for Dallas? And Chris, I'm gonna be real. We're not calling him Joe Shiesty. That's Joe Burrow. That's Joey B. No. Shiesty's locked up right now, and he's not getting out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, boy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was hilarious though, in the Bengals game when they're like lining up for the game-winning kick, I think, and he goes, "Yeah, you know, Jim, some bad things can happen when you line it up for a game-winning kick in the playoffs. I know something about that." And Jim is just like, "Tony, why did you have to do yourself like that?" How you doing, Dre? Is it Dresky? Okay, yeah. I was like, is it? Oh, Dre Ski. I'm gonna assume. Yeah, Andre. Okay, yeah. How you doing, Dre Ski? What's up?
My guy? Ooh, Jesse Lukita. It was a linebacker. I think he had number 23 or 32 out of Penn State. He looked pretty good. Could have been a solid third round pick. I don't know if that's exactly the guy, but I want to say one of those linebackers from Penn State is actually a Baltimore guy. So you never know. Anything can happen. I mean, but that'll definitely be dope if we can get a guy like that, especially with the style of defense that Mike McDonald's planning on running.
Yeah, and hey, Penn State got some freaky athletes. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they've been bringing out all the guys. Michael Parsons, Adafe. I love Shaka Tony. Still hasn't gotten a huge opportunity in Washington. They got some guys there. They bring out athletes, and so I would be down with that. I don't know much about him. I'll definitely have to look into it more, but nah, he's not Micah. He's good, but he's not Micah.
He's very athletic.
Yeah, he's just not. Micah's just super athletic.
Well, see, that's the thing. If you get a Devin Lloyd, do you move him to the outside, or do you keep him at the middle?
And that's just such a tough ask. I think this is a good last wrap-up question from Jalen. Who should be our running back 3?
I mean, come on now. If you haven't paid attention, we Nate McQuarrie's on the future deal. I actually like Nate McQuarrie. I feel like Nate McQuarrie he's what Justice Hill could have been. I feel like he can go out there and get a job done on special teams, and I also feel like if you put him in the third rotate as the third running back in that rotation, he can give you positive yards. So I like Nate.
Yeah, I agree. I think Nate McQuarrie should be the guy, but I haven't done a lot of research. I'll definitely do a lot of research into the 6th round to undrafted running back territory to potentially go after, as potential guys. But yeah, I think McCrary is a good option. But if we draft a guy really late, I honestly don't know the guys right now. I've not looked that far in detail into the running backs.
Only dude that I'm familiar with is actually, we have to be on the lookout for North Carolina's quarterbacks. What is his name? Sam Howell. He's pretty good. I know he's going to this year's draft, but also their running back as well out of UNC is pretty good as well. So it's sad that the running back class has declined the way it has in regards to drafting them. But I mean, this is just the new age NFL now. So it can be somebody we actually end up adding onto the team. But right now, I'm pretty much sold on Nate McQuarrie.
Yeah, I like it. I definitely like it. All right, guys, my voice is gonna be completely gone. So thank you guys for coming into the stream, asking some great questions. Not a ton of content to go over, but Mock Draft Monday should be back next week, so very excited for that. But you know, Super Bowl coming up, watching the Bengals, watching the Rams should be a lot of fun. See you guys next time.